Hi everyone. So today's live stream is the third and final live stream of my 2,000 subscriber celebration. Tell me if this fan is too loud. Well, anyway, for anyone who's watching this after the fact, this is the third live stream, and I'm doing it at like noon on a Tuesday because I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to come and say hi, and hopefully I've made these live streams at times where people in different time zones can come say hi. But if not, if you're watching this after the fact and you missed the live streams, let me know if there's a time you would like to see me. I see there's one watching, maybe. So hi, person, whoever you are. If you want to participate in the chat, you can write something in the chat. You can ask me questions, whatever you want to do. Oh, excuse me. All right, so I have been working on my sketchbook right here. Loving this sketchbook already. I've already done the first spread. I'm gonna wait until, oh, it looks like somebody's here. So here's the first spread that I've got right now in this new sketchbook. I'm really loving it. The paper is so nice. It's a watercolor paper. And I just really love it. I was having fun swatching over here and over here, but I'm really loving this. And this is the outside. I did some acrylic paint on here, and then I plan to do the back when the whole book is filled. So I'm going to go through here and do like watercolor and sketches and marker drawings and just all kinds of stuff like that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited. I even want to kind of journal in it a little bit, maybe document like travels, just fun stuff like that. So pretty excited about that. Hi, Josh, how are you? He says Patrice. That's my middle name in case you guys don't know. But I'll go ahead and show you. Okay, I've been trying to do paint pour, and here's one I did the other day. It's like super fun, but it takes so much time. And here's one that my mom did because she was with me, and it was a lot of fun. This is the one she did. I really like what's going on like here and then over here. Let's see. Josh says, good, wanted to drop by and give some love. So excited for you. Congrats on 2K. Thank you so much, Josh. It's so sweet. Yeah, I'm super excited. And, you know, everybody says, and this is so true, it's just a number and everything, but it's still, to me, it's still exciting because it's just showing, like, growth. And even though it's slow growth, it's, every little bit counts to me. To me, it does. And it's just fun to talk about art. It's fun to be creative and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I'm excited that you showed up to say hi. That is so cool. My other two live streams, I had one Friday night, this past Friday night at 8 p.m. And then I had one on Sunday at 10 p.m. And then I'm having this one at noon. I'm just trying to switch it up. I'm just trying to see like when my audience is available and when they want to come to live streams, because I think like it's kind of fun to test the waters and see. And so far the late at night ones are like, they were pretty good. They were done really, they went well. They went very well. But oh, and you may not know about this, but right before my last live stream, one of my paintings fell in the floor. And I mean, oh, that was rough. So I'm in the process of trying to repair it with gesso. I don't know how it's gonna go. But yeah, just showing you the real side of art too, because sometimes things go wrong and it can be kind of sad. But I was just so excited. I actually had it back there, like right here, day before yesterday when I was about to do my live stream, and I just bumped the table and it fell and it bumped the corner, and so the corner is kind of like dinged. It's not dented, it's the opposite of dented. So it's like pushed out. I even called, I called Jerry's Artorama last night, or not last night, yesterday afternoon. And I was just like, is there anything I can do to fix it? Like, I'll come in and buy something from you guys. Like, if you guys have something I can use to fix it and like all this stuff. Like, I already knew about, you know, gesso and how to fix a canvas with gesso, but this kind of issue was something different. And so I was like, is there anything else I can do? It almost looked like I was going to need to like hammer it back down, and that just freaked me out. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And she was giving me some advice, and it was all kind of that same line of things, like gessoing, getting a rubber mallet. She actually recommended getting a rubber mallet, which I thought was pretty good, because all I have is a hammer. And but she said like to sandwich it between things so that it wasn't directly on it. But I tried it with the hammer. I had like 2 books on top of it because I didn't want to damage it, and it didn't really do a whole lot. Like, if it changed it at all, it was super minuscule. It was just like a tiny bit of a change. But yeah, so now I'm gessoing the corner. I have it drying over there right now, and so I guess I'll have to repaint that corner, which it's small, but the painting is a 5x7. So any little mistake on that looks, or any damage, I should say, looks bad because it's such a small painting. So, you know, what can you do? What can you do? I'm trying to think like what else is going on. Well, in pretty much every live stream I've been showing off my new brushes I'm like really excited about. So they're not expensive brushes by any means, but I saw them in the store and I was like, I like these. Especially these, because they taper, and I don't know why that's cool to me. I just think that it just makes them look even more professional. But yeah, I ruined a couple brushes recently. I've been trying not to use my brush cleaner because the brush cleaner I have for oil painting is super potent. It's super strong, and it's like overpowering. And so I've been trying not to use it, and so I thought, well, if I just use my paint thinner, and which is Gamsol, by the way, in case you guys were curious, but if I just use that, like, maybe that'll be okay. I tried that, and it seems like they're clean, but then when they sit overnight or whatever, and you try to use them the next day, they're all crusty. So clearly, just doing that isn't doing it for me. So I'm gonna have to use that strong, probably toxic, deadly brush cleaner. So sorry if anyone's watching this later and is like, oh my gosh, Macy, don't kill yourself with your paint supplies. I do open a window. I do put like both of my fans on. I've got an overhead fan, and then I've got this little tiny fan next to me right now. But yeah, I do put those fans on and blow the air out my window, but the other day when I did the paint pour with my mom, I didn't open the window. I just had the fans on. And I've learned, I've done this twice now, if I'm going to do a paint pour and I'm going to do acrylic paint, I'm going to need to start opening the window. If I do an acrylic painting, and don't take my advice on this because I'm not like, ventilation is not my expertise. I just do the best I can in my space. But when it comes to acrylic painting, like painting a portrait in acrylic, I've never really felt the need to ventilate because I've never really smelled the fumes. But when you do a paint pour and you're putting all these colors in these cups and you're getting all of this paint and all of this, you know, I use gesso right now. I think I'm going to go purchase some Floetrol, which, if you guys don't know, that kind of adds something to your paint without taking the color to a different, like I think it's supposed to keep the color consistent, but yet add some beef to your paint and add the right flow to your paint so that you can do a paint pour. Well, you know, basically with this paint pouring thing, there's so much more paint involved, there's so much more just open paint and open fumes just in the air that I can really, really smell it. And during my second live stream, I was having a bad headache, and the headache just kept getting worse and worse and worse, even though, like, the paint pour thing happened hours earlier in the day. It was over with. The paintings were probably dry or almost completely dry, so it was just the fumes. Like, I hadn't opened the window. Like, it was just this whole thing. So yeah, you don't want to mess around with fumes. You want to ventilate the best you can. I think there's actually even a better solution. I think you're supposed to get some crazy, like, window ventilation thing that you put in your window. It's like a machine you put there. It ventilates your air. It filters your air. It makes it all safe. I think that's technically what I need to do, but this sounds expensive, and I think it would be a good investment. I think it's a smart thing to do. I just need to research that a little bit more. But for now, it's just kind of like, you know, kind of ratchet. Just like open the window and put the fans on and all of that. But that's probably not the most interesting thing to hear about. So, but I just thought that if anyone was watching this and that does paint and that is interested in paint pouring, just kind of as a warning, because paint pouring is so much fun. I mean, you're gonna have like a piece of artwork that day. I mean, it's going to be done like right then, pretty much. It's fast. I mean, the setup takes a while. I mean, it could take you like an hour or whatever, so it doesn't feel quick at the moment. But when you compare it to doing something like that right there, where it's a portrait, like it is like a person that you're painting, that takes so much more time, and I can end up working on and off for like a month on a painting like that back there. So paint pouring is just a lot faster. But it's a whole different kind of painting medium. It's a whole different kind of what do you want to call it? Category. It's a whole different category of painting, type of paint, type of art. So yeah, but here is the other one that I did. This is a much larger one that I did. I don't even know if the whole thing, you know, the whole thing isn't really in the frame, but yeah, that was my second ever that I did. So profesh, the way that I'm doing this live stream. That was the second one I did, and I think it actually came out pretty good. There were some mistakes, but I was able to kind of fake it till I made it kind of thing. But yeah, it's super fun. I think I like the chance of it. You know, you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, and I kind of like that. And there's not really planning behind it other than picking your colors and doing your mixing. So it's just kind of fun. And you're going to fill up your studio even faster with paintings. Like, you're going to have paintings. I have a ton of paintings. I wish I could, like, turn my entire computer around and show you, but since it's a big iMac, it's going to be, like, pretty much impossible to do that. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 paintings on the wall back there. And they're all pretty much like fantasy girls, or like a little bit of a landscape here and there behind the people, behind the characters. But it's mostly women and brightly colored hair and fantasy oriented, or even just like a simple subject girl, chick, person. So yeah, and so now I'm doing this paint pouring thing. It's a whole different kind of art, and I'm like, this is very therapeutic. Like, it's very fun to do it. Like, I actually get paint, like, all over me, pretty much, sometimes when I go all out. So, and for some reason, like, that just makes it that much more fun, because it's like, I don't know, you're getting your hands dirty, but in a good way. You're, like, being creative, you're getting to play, you sort of get to, like, forget that anything else exists for a minute and just focus. It takes all of your focus, but at the same time, it doesn't drain your mind, because all you're doing is mixing colors, just trying to get the consistency of the paint right, and yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. But I don't know if you were on here earlier when I was showing this, but this is the first spread in my new sketchbook. And I'm like really excited about it. This is the front, this is the spine, and then the back I'm going to paint after it's filled. So I want to have like all kinds of stuff in there. I want to do like little comics and like just like little shorts and like character design and color ideas and concept ideas. And I also want to do, like, when I travel, I'm going to do a little bit of sketching of like the environment around me and just stuff like that. I just think it's just so cool. I think it's so much fun. So yeah, but I have to go to the DMV tomorrow. Like, I know that's so random, but it's not just like, oh, I'm going to get my, license renewed and that's it. Like, I have to have a new picture made. Like, my picture is so out of date. It looks nothing like me, let's be honest. Like, the picture is from when I first got married. I've been married for 7 years. So, I had, like, my natural hair color. Like, it was basically all my hair was this color. And I didn't have any makeup on that day. I didn't have glasses back then because I wore contacts. So, yeah, I looked totally different than I do right now. So it's kind of funny. So I'm gonna have to get my picture made, and I'm just kind of like, I don't want to. I don't know why. I'm just like, I wish I could just send in a selfie. I wish that was a thing we could do. So, because I just feel like anytime I get my picture made for something like that, like even like college IDs, like anything that I had made like that was just terrible. Like, the photos always turned out horribly. So wish me luck tomorrow. Wish me luck. I really want that picture. I don't know why I care. It's not like I really hardly look at my license anyway. But, I don't know. Just 'cause. And I have to get my tags too, so. And I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. That's my life. It's so exciting, isn't it, guys? It's so exciting. So much happening. So much. So, I think that I'm gonna have this live stream be a little shorter than my others. My others went about an hour, but I think that since this one's in the middle of the day, I may just make it last like 30 minutes or something like that. So I may only do 10 more minutes, which it's kind of crazy. Like, it kind of feels like it just flew by, but maybe that's because my other live streams were an hour, which those actually feel like they flew by as well. So I think it's a lot more fun than I expected. I'm actually sort of a socially awkward. I think I'm socially awkward. I'm definitely socially anxious type person. So the idea of going live in the first place really freaked me out, to be honest. And I knew it was something I wanted to do. I knew it was something that I felt like there was a value to it. I really feel like there is a value to getting to talk like live with the people you watch on YouTube. Like, I really enjoy watching people live. Somebody that I really enjoy watching live is Quicken. I don't know if you all have ever heard of Quicken, but she's really cool. She's really chill. She's really real. She talks about things that are going on in her day, but she also talks about like social media and YouTube and just how everything kind of goes, and it's just really cool. And I just love that whole chill talk and all of that live chill talk. I just love it. So, but yeah, I'm going to probably, if you have any questions, let me know. Like, tell me, like, ask me, or just start a conversation. Don't be scared. I don't bite. Like I said earlier, I'm a socially anxious person too, so if you are, then you get it, I get it, we both get it. So, yeah. Honestly, I'm also, like, super easy to please when it comes to, like, I don't know, things to do. Like, I could just be in this studio creating artwork probably for hours straight and be perfectly content. Like, you know, give me YouTube, give me art to do, I'm content. That's all I need. That's all I need. Of course, I need family and friends too, but like, yeah, I definitely love creating art and being in my own little fantasy world, to be honest. It's just so chill, it's so relaxing, and sometimes when I'm painting, I just get lost in it. I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm painting something, you know, I'm like mixing my colors or whatever, I'm coming up with a concept, just any of that, and I don't have to worry about anything else in that moment, and I don't have to be anxious about anything in that moment. I can just concentrate on the artwork, and it just, a whole weight is lifted when that's going on. It's so great. And then you drop your artwork on the ground, and that's just like, it's just, hello darkness, my old friend. Like, it's so sad. But yeah, so let's hope that I don't do that again, because honestly, that painting is my favorite painting that I even have going right now. So for me to have dropped that particular one on the floor it's sad. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. It could have gotten damaged beyond recognition. It could have gotten, like, so much worse. I'm lucky that it was just a ding on the corner. I get that. But, like, anytime your artwork that you're, like, excited about gets damaged, you're just like, what? Why? But yeah, go ahead and participate in the chat if you feel like it. If you want to chat with me, ask a question, tell me about your day, tell me what you're up to, tell me what you're eating for lunch, because yeah, this is lunchtime, so at least where I'm at. So if you're eating lunch, let me know what you're having. I'm going to eat lunch after I get off here. So yeah, give me some ideas on what to get. Just tell me. Just tell me. Let's see. What else do I... Oh! And I also... Okay, so if you watched my other live streams, you already know. But I got this arm in the mail, and I know that sounds really weird. Yeah, Halloween is around the corner, but it's not that kind of arm. It is a camera arm that you can use with your camera. You can put your DSLR on it so that you can film straight overhead like that. And I actually have it. I'll go get it. I'll be right back. So here's what it looks like. There I am hitting that table again. That's what caused the painting to fall in the first place. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so it goes here, your camera does, and then here's this whole arm, and at the very bottom, I don't have the clamp yet, but the clamp will clamp down to your desk, and then your camera can film you drawing, painting, sketching, whatever, overhead. And that is really cool because I really want to do Drawloween. So I want to do Mab Graves' little Drawloween challenge where I draw something Halloween related every day in October. And so now I have that. But my clamp isn't here yet, so I can't exactly attach it to my desk yet. So that's kind of, and it's kind of funny because the arm wasn't supposed to get here till like October 6th, and I was like, oh no, Drawloween. That's part of Drawloween. So I was like all upset about that. But it got here early, so. Taya says, finally figured out how to comment here, LMAO. And she says, stupid mobile. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I am so glad you're here, Taya. How are you? How is life? What are you eating for lunch? You can give me some ideas on what to eat after this. Like, I was gonna probably have spaghetti, but I don't know. We'll see. And, you know, if you guys don't know, I'm on vacation this week. That's why I'm, like, on here live streaming so much, is because I'm on vacation. I have the opportunity to live stream more. So, and I might do some live streams in the future after this. This, like I said, this is the last one of the 3 for my 2,000 subscriber celebration. And I don't know why, I think I just chose 3 so I could have 3 totally different days and times so that different people could pop in whenever they had an opportunity. But yeah. Oh, and Taya, I don't know, did you see the sketchbook or did you pop in after I already showed that? Taya says, I'm so excited to see you on here, 2K subs. I remember when you just started. Holy cow, LOL. All I had for lunch was a beefy crunch burrito from Taco Bell. $1 and so good. Oh man, I love some Taco Bell. And I used to hate Taco Bell. But it's another one of those things that, like, I was stubborn about. I do not want to eat Taco Bell, but now I eat it, like, probably too often. I think I eat it, like, once a week. Maybe, yeah, I think once a week, probably, to be honest. I love the soft shell tacos with sour cream and the triple layer nachos and the Baja Blast Freeze. I had a Baja Blast Freeze during my first live stream, and let me tell you, it made me, like, high energy. It was great. Taya says, no, I didn't see it yet, just got back from the doctor's. Oh, I hope that that went well. And you don't have to say anything about it if it's too personal, so I'll just, like, say, I hope that went well. But, we actually were going to go to either Asheville or Chattanooga this weekend, but I don't know if that's going to happen now because we kind of didn't plan anything ahead of time, and we're big on planning things way ahead of time, like way ahead of time. And, but we didn't really know exactly when I was going to take my vacation week, and I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, and then we were going to go to Asheville this weekend, and then the place that we were going to stay at kind of got booked up, which is expected because it was freaking cute, and I don't know why I would expect it to be there still. So, yeah, so that place is unfortunately booked up, but we saved it in our favorites because it is that cute. I mean, it's like a guest house. I think it might even be attached to this person's, like, main house, and it's all decorated, like HGTV level decorated, or even higher than that, if you can imagine. And it has a little patio, and I mean, it was just so cute, and, like, we should have just clicked book, like, immediately, but we waited a night. We waited one night, and that's all it took, and it got booked. So, Taya says, everything is good, no worries. Oh, wow, coming to Chattanooga the one weekend I'm headed your way. Oh, you're headed my way? Oh, my gosh. When are you headed my way? Maybe we can meet up. I would love that, if you were available, if you had time. Let's see. Like I said, I don't know if you were on here when I said this earlier, but I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I have to go to the DMV. I'm planning to do that tomorrow in the morning. So tomorrow is just kind of like a crappy day. I think I'll have like the middle of the day maybe. I might have lunchtime or a little after lunchtime to do something. But Thursday, what do I have Thursday? I think Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were the days where I was going to go on a trip, but wasn't sure. So I'm still not sure. May not even go anywhere. We'll see. Most places are still full from the hurricanes. We will be there Sunday and Monday, I think. Oh, well maybe. Ooh, I wonder. Okay, so we might want to message about this. We might want to message about this later because, like, dang it. If only we were going to be here on a Saturday, because I don't know if I can do anything Sunday or not. We will see. Like, there's a reason. I just don't want to say on here. I know it's very mysterious. But, let me think. Monday I'll be back at work, so the only time I could do anything Monday is after work. But Sunday, we'll see. We'll put it that way. Sunday might work. Oh, she says, oh no, Sunday I'm going out to Hobby Lobby and other craft stores. I'm looking into supplies. Well, Sunday, just don't forget, Sunday Hobby Lobby's closed. At least, last time I checked, they are not open on Sundays. Don't forget. That's really frustrating for me too, like, because I go there a lot for art supplies, because Michael's and stuff like that is way farther away from me, and Jerry's Autorama is farther away too. Hobby Lobby is like the closest thing to me, so as far as I know, they're closed on Sundays. Maybe I should look that up. I want to look that up because I have thought that for so long that now, like, I just assume that they're closed on Sundays, but now you're making me wonder. I'm looking it up right now. Right now. Yep, they are closed on Sundays. Oh, you might be ordering online. Gotcha. I just wanted to warn you, because that would suck to be all pumped up about Hobby Lobby and then go and then them be closed. Like, I would be sad. And do you all, like, crave Chick-fil-A on Sunday? That's happened to me so many times. It's so frustrating. It's like, you know, I don't normally like Chick-fil-A. I don't normally eat Chick-fil-A, but I'm kind of feeling Chick-fil-A today. What day is it? Oh, it's Sunday? Oh, well, they're not even open. But that sounds like a fun day. That sounds like a fun day to shop for supplies and stuff. Yeah, I just can't get over it. Like, I'm so excited about this sketchbook. I'm so excited. Did I tell you it is... Hold on, let me take this paper out of here. Did I tell you it's from the Jane Davenport line? I got it at Michael's. Did I tell you that? If I didn't, it's from the Jane Davenport line. I got it at Michael's. But it is like, her stuff is so cute. How come I've never seen it before? I love her stuff. She's got like markers and pens. She's got like a calligraphy pen that's like super, super cute. I wanted to buy all of it, but I saw this. This was $18. But then I got up to the counter, and it was $9. Like, I didn't see a 50% off sign or anything. And I didn't have my card out, so I didn't use my Michael's card. So I'm like, it was half off, and I didn't even know it was half off. Taya says the struggle is real. Yeah, the struggle is so real. and she says, "Are you participating in Sketchtober? I can forward it to you." I am wanting to do Drawloween. Have you heard of Drawloween? It's where Mad Graves has like this list. I'm assuming she came up with it, but I don't know. But it's like this list of Halloween-related drawings you can do every day in October up until Halloween. And it's like, I don't know, like I don't have the list in front of me, but it's like basically like a bat or like a scary cat. You know, like it's stuff like that. It's all like Halloween-related stuff. And it's just, it's cool. It's cool. But there's also Inktober. So there's like, so it sounds to me like there's Inktober, Sketchtober, and Drawloween. And I picked Drawloween because I figured technically if it's Drawloween, I can sketch or I can ink. And technically I could like even watercolor because, you know, watercolor starts out as a drawing and then you add some paint to it or vice versa, so technically it's still drawing. So I was like trying to think of the most inclusive thing I could do, but yet have like a prompt every day. So I was like why I was going with that one, but oh, you think it might be the same thing? Well, it might be. I don't know. Maybe, or maybe Sketchtober and Inktober are the same thing? I'm not certain. But if you, are you getting your prompt from Mab? Because then it's probably the same thing as Drawloween. Maybe. But I have been seeing so many people every year, I feel like I'm so behind on anything Halloween themed and fall themed, even though fall is my favorite season. And it's just like everybody else already has their crap together for Halloween. They've got like what they're gonna draw. They've got all these videos ready. And this time I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have my stuff ready. I'm gonna have all these videos ready for Drawloween, and like I still want to, but I don't know how it's gonna happen if I can't get my clamp because I just don't know. But I have heard people tell me in my other live streams that I should just live stream my Drawloween, which I think is brilliant. It might be a little bit scary, but it's also, I think, a little bit brilliant. If I can get me one of those stretchy tripods for your phone, which I don't know how I don't have that yet, but I don't, because, you know, life, adulthood, things happen. I haven't made it to the dollar store specifically for that tripod. But, yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing that because that was pretty good advice. Because then you don't have to edit the videos. You don't have to, like, go through and edit every single video for every single specific day. But at the same time, you can't do it ahead of time either. So there's pros and cons to both, I think. Taya says, oh, it might be the same thing. Oh, I already read that. She says, nah, I follow so many people on Instagram and people share it. Oh, yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. So it's one of those things where people have like reposted and reposted it, so it's not necessarily that they know where it came from. I see. Yeah. But another thing is like, I think, I forget already how many pages is in here. I think there's like 40 pages in here or something. I don't know. So I could technically do Drawloween in here, but I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I want this whole book to be pretty much Drawloween with just a few things at the end that aren't Drawloween, because then it would just get filled up in like 1 month, and it's not really the time that it gets filled up that would bother me. It's just that it would all be Halloween themed. I just kind of want this to be like my sketchbook that I use day to day, you know? So I may do it in my other watercolor books. If I still have some watercolor paper left, I may do it on that. I'm just trying to brainstorm, like, what exactly I'm going to do and what paper I'm going to do it on. But, yeah. Oh, just trying to think. What else? I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to mention on here. I can't remember what it is. if you guys have been following me for an extended period of time, then you know that I've been working on a, quote, secret art project, and I call it, just for short, I call it SAP, Secret Art Project. No, I have not made any more progress on that, but my next step, I think that I'm going to do, which I think I've mentioned this already, is I'm going to have somebody come out and look at my house in that room at the mold. I know that's disgusting. I know if you're like new to this channel or this live stream, you're probably like, what are you talking about? But I have this secret art project, and it all kind of, I plan it all to kind of take place in this specific room of my house, but the room that I want it to take place in isn't technically a real room. It's in the house, it's in the basement, but it's not connected. It's not connected on the interior of my house, if that makes any sense. So I have to go outside and go to an outside exterior door to get into this room. And it's basically a storage shed type room. But it feels like it's a little bit more substantial than a storage shed. Do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Like, heat can go to it. It's got electricity in it. I think they can even run plumbing into it, even though it's not technically, sorry, I have a hair, it's driving me crazy. But I think they can even technically run plumbing into there because there are some pipes in the ceiling. It's this whole thing where it could, I think, in theory, be made into a real room. And I want to do something very special in that room. I want that room to be a whole art project. And not to give too much away, because, literally, this could be anything, right? I mean, you have no idea what's going on in here, right? Which is good, because it's sort of a secret and a not secret. It's a secret what the final product is going to be, but it's not a secret that I'm working on it and that you're getting to see the process. So I do want to continue that series of me working on that room, and I do want you guys to see what's going on and all that good stuff. But I'm pretty sure the next step is just to get the mold and the moisture situation under control. Because if the moisture situation is under control, then I can pretty much have a field day in that room. But that is why no more progress has been made, because I have not made an appointment yet to get the moisture control, or the moisture under control. So I've got to do that. It could cost a lot of money. I've got to figure that out. But I also, we spent a pretty penny on getting our house painted. Exterior of the house. We have a special kind of siding, and we have a special kind of like paint on the house that is conducive of constant upkeep and constantly making sure that it stays painted and it stays protected from the elements. So we had someone come out and they painted our house, and now my house is really cute, and I wish I could like show you a picture, but I don't know of a way to do that right now. I think that I could, well, I don't have my phone. I could show you on my phone, but I don't have my phone. But my house went from a white house with black shutters and a black door and a black railing to a white house with pink shutters, a pink screen door, pink railing. And this pink, when I picked it out, was supposed to be more of a lilac kind of purpley color. And it ended up being more pinky. But I am in love with it. I call it my sherbet house because it looks like sherbet. And it's so cute. And now the garage matches the house. And yeah, so I'm like super excited. Oh, Taya says, oh, the garage. And she says, yes. Actually, Taya, it's not even my garage. Excuse me. There's this room in my house, and you must not have ever seen it, because this is going to sound so weird. People are going to think that I have a really weird house. It's really hard to explain unless you're here for me to show it to you, and I could probably do that on video one day. I do plan to have a house tour. But, like, I want to do it when my whole house is clean, not when half of it's clean and half of it's not, or a quarter of it's clean and a quarter of it's not, or 3/4. Math. So, I will probably do that eventually, but it might be a while. But Taya, this room is in the basement of my house, and it's like, it's connected to my house. It's so hard to explain. It's at the back of my house. So you may have never seen it because it's not connected internally to my house, so there's no way to get to the room if you're in my house. You literally have to go outside. But it's not my garage, because my garage is detached. But this is actually attached to the house. And it was used for storage of just random crap that these people had. They have that sounds terrible. I'm not trying to down them. I'm sure they were like really cool, sweet people. Like, everything I hear from them, they just were like loveliest people. But they just did have random stuff in there, and I can't quite figure out what they used it for. Like, there was some weird little plastic panels and like plexiglass panels and just scraps that you couldn't really do anything with in there. So we cleared all that out. We moved all that to the garage. So now the garage is just full of stuff. That's a whole other story for a whole other video. But cleared everything out of that room so I could try and use it for this project. I started that, I think, November of last year. So November 2016 was when this whole idea started. And I started to get really excited, and I planned to have unrealistic goals. Do you guys ever have super unrealistic goals, super high expectations for like yourself and for what you can accomplish on your own, and even maybe with a little bit of help? Because I do. I was thinking, oh yeah, I can get this whole room done and I can have it ready between November and January. Unrealistic goals. Like, here we are a year later, and I'm not really that much further into it. So, yeah. So if that tells you anything, it's an undertaking. I've bought some things for the project since then. I've got a ton of stuff stored for the project. So I'm still super serious about this project. I still am so excited about it, like you don't even know. It's actually it is the biggest thing I'm excited about, and I will probably be excited about for a couple years. Whether that means the project is still being worked on for a couple years, or whether that means it's already been done, the event's already been had, everything's been completely wrapped up with it, I think I'm still going to be excited about it after it's over with, because it's such a big project, and it's just, I just have this huge vision for it, and I just can't wait to show you guys the process and the end result. Taya says, you're so lucky that Derek doesn't care what you do. Oh, yeah, I know. I, like, showed him, like, color swatches and stuff, like, sent him color swatches, and he just didn't even send me back what he wanted out of those. He was like, oh, yeah, I don't care, whatever. And then my aunt and my mom came over recently, and they saw it. And it was so funny. My aunt said the same thing. She was like, so Derek doesn't mind the color? I was like, you know, let me just tell you, I could paint my house rainbow. I could do anything like that with my house, our house. I could do that, and he would be fine. I mean, it could be like marble rainbow unicorns, and he'd be fine with it. Like, I know that people probably are, like, shocked by that, but, like, he is so chill, you don't even know. Like, he doesn't let that kind of thing get to him, and he doesn't mind. Like, I think he even kind of likes just being different. Like, I think he likes that I'm kind of out there, and I'm a little bit different, and I'm a little bit artsy-fartsy, you know? Like, I think that he likes that about me. So that works out really good in my favor. Like, I was telling my aunt, I was like, I could dye my hair like any freaking color of the rainbow, and he wouldn't mind. He would love it. Like, he loves just anything I do, like, aesthetically. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it has to do with we kind of like the same stuff, so it kind of helps because it seems like we've grown together so well that as my taste changes, his taste tends to change too. And that doesn't mean we have the exact same taste. Like, we definitely have some differences. Like, I'm much more into, like, Victorian houses, for example. And he really, really loves modern houses. But I've asked him, I've said, well, does that mean you don't like Victorian houses? Like, how do you feel about Victorian houses? He's like, I like them too. So it's like, it just works out, you know what I mean? Like, it's great. Taya says, so easygoing, LOL. You could be like, quote, I'm going to do the entire house in pastels, end quote. And he'd be like, quote, whatever you want. That's so true. And I think that's probably going to happen eventually, to be totally honest with you, Taya. I'm pretty sure I plan to have this whole house pastel except for his office. Like, dude, like, that's my plan. Actually, I have this whole plan in mind for my basement. And I'll go ahead and share it on here, because I think it's okay to go ahead and share it. When my brother moves out, if you guys don't know, he rents the basement from us. And when he moves out, I have a huge thing planned for the basement, okay? And I'm so excited about it. And I know you're also probably going to be like, what's Derek think of this? So the basement, I plan to have at least the main area, the big area in the basement. If you guys don't know, my basement is pretty much finished. There's only like one room in the basement that's not really totally finished, and it's a storage room. So my plan is to make the main big living area in the basement into sort of a place for art workshops and art classes and creatives to like come over and create and have fun together and like have snacks, refreshments, and we can like have entertainment and talk, and we can basically just have a nice big open space to create artwork in. And I think it would be great for the whole paint pouring thing because it would be separate from my whole entire house because it's just the basement. So we can close the door to where the cat can't come down and, you know, get all in the paint and like try to mess with anything. And at the same time, we can open the doors downstairs because it's a walkout basement and have a lot more ventilation if we want. So there's just so many possibilities, so much more room down there to have students, or I don't even necessarily want to call them students because if I have, quote, classes or workshops, I think workshops are more fitting for what I want. Like, I kind of want to, like, basically I want to offer a space for people to come, basically offering studio space for people to come and create artwork during the day, you know, and just sort of pay for, like, a workshop type thing. So there won't be, like, a strict, you've got to do this, you've got to learn that, and do this step by step. But I think most of it's going to be really fluid, and you just come and create and you have fun. But I think I will have some classes for children that'll be more structured and be like, okay, well, here's how you do watercolor. You know, here are the basics of watercolor techniques, and here's how you do a wash, and here's how you do wet and wet, and, you know, all of that. So I think that that would be super fun. I think that that would be a really good kind of like extra income I could do. So I just think it's a smart, I really want to keep the basement as an investment and a smart way to make a little bit of money on the side and at the same time create a community and have fun with it and, you know, invite people over and just chill and just relax. Like, I think we need more of that in our community, to be honest. And I'm also planning to join the art, what is it called? I'm planning to join the art association or whatever that's out here. It's actually right down the road from me. It's like this little art center. I plan to join that eventually. So I have all these plans set in motion, and or they're about to be set in motion. So it might be a few months from now. It might be a year from now, depending on what thing I'm working on and what thing is actually going to be able to be accomplished. But I'm super excited. I have all this stuff kind of like, not necessarily in the works right now, but about to be in the works, or like just sort of getting my feet in the water just a little bit. So I'm really excited. Taya says, like painting with a twist. If you guys don't know, like, I don't know if painting with a twist is like just local to my area, but in case you all are watching and you don't know what painting with a twist is, painting with a twist is basically what I just said. It's like people come or people go to this place and they all kind of are painting like the same thing in a way, but they're putting their own twist on it, and they're putting their own talent and work into it and skills into it, and it's just lighthearted and fun. I think they even drink wine. They might bring their own beer. It's just something very chill and relaxed, and you don't even have to drink or anything like that. Like, it's just, you can if you want to, if that's something you're into, so that's really cool. But yeah, it's sort of like that, but I don't necessarily want to be like competition for anybody, like, and not that I would be, because they're way more well established, but I just mean, like, I'm not trying to create like this whole big empire that is exactly like painting with a twist, you know, and trying to compete with them or anything. I feel like it'll be more like my network and my people that I have in my life, or people that I might meet through the art center, just like something more tight-knit. Like, I want it to be a little bit more personal, maybe. So, but yeah, we'll see what I can come up with that. Taya says, I need your help figuring out watercolor pencils, LOL. I got some as a gift, but have no idea how to use them. Well, that is a good question. Watercolor pencils. You know, this is sort of random sounding, but I promise it has to do with it. I used watercolor pencils a lot on the Blythe Doll custom stuff that I did. So most of my experience with watercolor pencils, to be completely honest, is using them on custom dolls. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's just my honest truth. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example of an actual artwork I've done with watercolor pencils. Like, typically, if I'm using colored pencils, it's just me sketching. I don't really do like fine art with colored pencils, even though you totally can, and people can make some super realistic stuff with colored pencil. And I think you can even use, I'm trying to remember what it's called. You can use something with colored pencil to make it softer, to take away a little bit of that texture, because colored pencil tends to have that really harsh texture, and it also depends on what paper you're using as well, but it tends to have a tooth to it and a texture to it. So if you want to soften it, if you want to do more realistic work with colored pencil, there's something you can put, and I'm forgetting if it's an oil or if it's a, it's driving me crazy because I can't remember what it's called. I heard the word just the other day, and it's left me. Probably because it's just not something I typically do. Like, a lot of times when I start a work of art, like, that's more like laid back, like a watercolor type situation, like, I'll start with a pencil sketch and then I'll go over it with like a brush pen, and then, you know, a watercolor one, or I mean a waterproof one, sorry, and then I'll go over that with watercolor paint since the pen is waterproof. That's typically been what I did watercolor wise. And another thing I did is just straight up just watercolor by itself. I'm trying to think, like, what else? Let's see. I'm looking at my sketchbook right now because I'm trying to think. For example, I did this hand right here, and it was, let's see, I'm trying to remember what order I did it in. I started with a watercolor pencil, and I sketched the hand, and I had it kind of looking, you know, the basic shape of what I wanted. And then over that, I did my watercolor paint. And I felt like it was really cute, and I liked the subtlety of it, but I was looking for a little bit more contrast. So I added this brush pen over it, and I kind of regret it, to be honest. I think that it looked better with the watercolor pencil and then the watercolor paint over it. But another thing I have to say is I see a lot of people using watercolor pencils over watercolor, And I don't really have experience with that because when I try to do that, I think it's just because I haven't let it dry fast enough. But like, for instance, I was trying to do that with this. I was trying to do some pencil over the watercolor, and I must not have let it dry enough yet. So I even patted it, and it still wasn't dry enough. So no matter what I did, basically I just needed to wait until it was completely just dry. I should have just left it, I think, for a few hours, to be honest. And then I could have probably went back over it with the watercolor pencil again. But so that's just an example of something that you could try. But again, you want to make sure that watercolor paint is totally dry, because trying to do the pencil in the wet it just doesn't work. At least not for me. I haven't figured it out. If that's something that you guys know, you can put it in the comments. I'm just not super experienced with it, which is kind of weird, because you'd think that I would be, but it's just not something that I typically gravitate toward. I don't typically gravitate toward colored pencil anymore, but I used to do it. I'm trying to see, I don't have anything laid out right now that I did. When I was doing my Art 365, I guess I used colored pencil a little bit more. But I think I've always kind of gravitated toward, at least back then, using markers or pens and watercolor paint versus watercolor pencils, if that makes any sense. I know that doesn't really help. I'm sorry. But I will tell you, if you want to know how to get good at colored pencil, I highly suggest you check out Lockery Fine Art on YouTube. And I can even send you a link. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to send you a link of that. Lockery Fine Art. Because I think she's super, super amazing at colored pencil. She's really good at a lot of stuff, actually. She's super inspiring to me. She has a video right here on drawing hands in colored pencil and powder blender. So she uses something called a powder blender. So I'll go ahead and give you that link in the chat, in case that helps. I hope that helps. Because yeah, I too don't really know how to use colored pencils for a fine art. Like, I know that sounds weird, but when I think of fine art, I think of like a finished piece for a gallery versus a sketch. Like, I could use watercolor pencils for a sketch all day long, but using watercolor pencils for a finalized artwork, I'm not super confident in. Even when I did a piece of art for someone for Christmas, and it was Daryl from Walking Dead, and I did it in colored pencil and charcoal, and graphite, right? Yes. I used all three of those, if I'm not mistaken. And it went pretty well, but it didn't have the softness. It looked semi-realistic in a way, but you could still see some of that texture, some of that tooth. So I think you can also get some blender pencils too, which you probably already know that, but I don't know. If that helps, I hope that helps. So yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any other like colored pencil resources. There are a lot of really cool people on Instagram that you can look at. I don't remember. Hold on, let me look up colored pencil. Because there are definitely some amazing colored pencil artists on Instagram. For sure. Like, they blow me away. Like, some of their stuff doesn't even look like colored pencil, because it just looks so real. That's cute. I was just... Oh, wait. Is that colored pencil? Like, someone did... Colored pencil, Prismacolor, Darth Maul. Why am I confused? I don't know. Let's see if this person has a good Instagram for colored pencil related stuff. I don't know. I mean, their stuff is really good, but I don't know if I would recommend. I'm trying to think. If I come up with anything, Taya, that I think would help, I will let you know. I'll send it to you. But I can't right now. I can't think of that one girl's name. There's this one girl on Instagram, and she does amazing colored pencil stuff. I think she even has a book about her artwork. And if you all think that rings a bell, I know that's super vague, but let me know. I think she has a book called, like, Think Creatively or something. Think Creatively. Instagram artist. I'm gonna look that up and see if that comes up with anything. No. But she, like, travels the world, too. She's, like, this blonde chick. She travels the world. She does colored pencil art. She has a book. If that rings a bell to anybody, let me know, because she would be a great resource. Uh-oh. I've lost my chat. Oh, there it is. Taya says, anything you find would be nice. I'm not in a hurry, really, but I'm wanting to dabble into it. Yeah, I think that it would be really cool. I would like to see some of the stuff that you do with it. Just like anything else, whatever you're trying to make, especially if you're trying to draw people, I would highly suggest using reference photos, for sure. And I was talking about this in my last live stream, I think, but something that I do to try to get out of maybe, using photos I'm not supposed to use, like, some people will just grab something from Pinterest and just, copy it directly and then try to sell the artwork. You don't want to do that. So, like, one suggestion I have is to take photos of yourself or a friend or family member that gives you permission and, like, in whatever poses you want and, like, stuff like that. And then you'll have all these pictures on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer, whatever, with all these different poses, and you can look at those for reference. I do that for my artwork all the freaking time. I do. And I used to use, when I was younger, I used to draw my brother, so I would have him be my model, and so I wonder if I still have some of those drawings. I really like those drawings. I think they came out pretty good. But yeah, so I hope that that is sort of helpful. I wish I could be more of a help. Wow, this live stream actually went longer than the others. I'm surprised. I figured, like, it would be harder to have people on here at noon because of it being, like, a work week, a work day, a weekday, work day, whatever. I can't really talk that well at noon. Have y'all noticed? But I think I'm going to let you all go. Just messed my hair up pretty good. I'm going to let you all go so I can go get some lunch, but this was super fun, and thank you so much for watching and for participating, and I'm so excited about our subscriber count, and let's just grow it even more. Also, if you all ever want to let me know what topics to do next, just comment on any of my videos, because I typically look at my YouTube comments whenever possible. The only time that it can kind of be hard for me to reply to comments is if it's on a video that just blew up with comments. So if you ever want to tell me any content you want to see on my channel, any video topic you want me to cover, comment on any of my videos, especially videos that don't have that many comments. Like, just comment anywhere and say, oh, I really want you to do this. I really want to see a video about this. As long as it is related to my channel in some way and I haven't already covered it, just something that is relevant, something that I haven't covered yet, let me know, because I really would love to just add to my content list. I have this whole list on my phone of ideas that I've come up with, over time. And anytime I come up with a video idea, I try to remember to put it in that list. So yeah, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!